The largest lightning bolt ever recorded stretched over 700 kilometers in Oklahoma, 2007, briefly lighting the sky and shocking witnesses with its immense power and reach. In 1910, the Great Fire of Peshtigo engulfed entire towns in Wisconsin, killing over 1,500 people, making it the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history. The 1919 Boston molasses flood released 2.3 million gallons of molasses, killing 21 people and destroying buildings with a wave of sticky syrup. The first known photograph of a person was taken in 1838 and captured a man having his shoes shined, the earliest known human captured by camera. In 1924, a giant saltwater crocodile over 7 meters long was captured alive in Australia's Northern Territory, stunning locals and scientists alike. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake triggered fires that destroyed 80% of the city and left 250,000 people homeless in one of the worst disasters in U.S. history. Before refrigeration, ice was harvested in winter from frozen lakes and shipped worldwide by sailing ships to keep food cold during summer months. The world's first speeding ticket was issued in 1902 in England, where a driver was fined for going 45 miles per hour in a town with a 20-mile-per-hour limit. In 1943, during the Battle of Los Angeles, anti-aircraft guns fired all night at what was later identified as a weather balloon, causing mass panic. The Black Death wiped out approximately 60% of Europe's population in the mid-1300s, radically altering the continent's social and economic structures. The longest recorded human hair measured over 5.6 meters and belonged to a Chinese woman who spent decades growing and maintaining it. The first known vending machine was invented in ancient Egypt around 215 BC and dispensed holy water to temple visitors. Prohibition in the United States from 1920 to 1933 banned alcohol, causing the rise of illegal speakeasies and organized crime across the country. Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by a horde of rabbits released during a hunting event, forcing him and his men to flee in surprise. In 1755, a massive tsunami destroyed much of Lisbon, Portugal, killing tens of thousands instantly and reshaping the city's future. The first manned hot air balloon flight in 1783 lasted only 25 minutes, flying over Paris and marking a historic moment in aviation. During the Cold War, the U.S. built secret underground cities designed to house thousands in the event of a nuclear attack, hidden from public view. In 1914, a German pilot accidentally bombed Paris, causing widespread panic despite no major damage or casualties. The first execution by electric chair occurred in 1890 in New York, introducing a new method of capital punishment that was controversial. In 1979, the nuclear accident at 3 Mile Island caused widespread fear, although the physical harm to people was limited. Ancient Romans used urine to whiten teeth and as a cleaning agent, showing unusual hygiene practices of the era. During the Great Depression in the 1930s, the United States faced unemployment rates as high as 25%, devastating families and economies. The first photograph of Earth from space was taken in 1946 by a V-2 rocket, revealing our planet as a fragile blue globe. Queen Elizabeth II worked as a mechanic and driver during World War II, breaking royal traditions and supporting the war effort. The world's largest cave, Son Doong in Vietnam, contains its own jungle, climate, and river, remaining undiscovered until 1991. In 1954, the U.S. tested a hydrogen bomb on Bikini Atoll, forcing entire island populations to evacuate due to radiation risks. The Wright brothers' first powered flight in 1903 lasted only 12 seconds and covered 37 meters, starting modern aviation. In 1945, the firebombing of Tokyo killed an estimated 100,000 people in one night, causing more deaths than the atomic bombs. The 1911 Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire in New York City killed 146 workers, mostly young immigrant women trapped inside. The 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens destroyed 230 square miles of forest and killed 57 people instantly. During the 19th century, child labor was common in factories worldwide, with children as young as 5 working long hours. The 1979 Iranian Revolution led to the overthrow of the Shah and established a theocratic regime still in power today. In 1947, the partition of India caused one of the largest mass migrations in history, with up to 15 million displaced. The 1930 Salt March led by Gandhi was a pivotal act of civil disobedience against British colonial rule in India. In 1916, the Easter Rising attempted to end British rule in Ireland, but was violently suppressed with many executions. The 1984 assassination of Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi shocked the nation and led to widespread violence. The 2008 global financial crisis triggered the worst recession since the Great Depression, affecting millions worldwide. The 1920s saw the rise of organized crime in the U.S., fueled by prohibition and bootlegging operations. The 1974 Turkish invasion of Cyprus resulted in the division of the island that continues to this day. The 1950 Korean War began with a surprise invasion by North Korea, leading to a brutal conflict with millions dead. The 1991 Gulf War was one of the first major conflicts broadcast live on television around the world. The 2003 invasion of Iraq led to prolonged conflict and instability, drastically reshaping Middle Eastern geopolitics. The 1986 Chernobyl disaster forced the evacuation of over 100,000 people and left a radioactive exclusion zone. The 1923 Great Kanto earthquake devastated Tokyo and Yokohama, killing over 140,000 people in Japan. The 1999 Columbine High School massacre shocked America and changed conversations around gun violence. The 2005 London bombings targeted public transport, killing 52 people and injuring hundreds in coordinated attacks. The 1969 Woodstock Festival became a symbol of counterculture and anti-war protests during a turbulent decade. In 1971, the Pentagon Papers exposed U.S. government secrets about the Vietnam War, fueling public distrust. The 1989 fall of the Berlin Wall marked the end of the Cold War and reunified Germany after decades of division. The 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor brought the U.S. into World War II following a surprise military strike by Japan. The 1973 oil crisis caused global fuel shortages and economic turmoil, highlighting dependence on Middle Eastern oil. The world's largest cave, Son Doong in Vietnam, contains its own jungle, climate, and river, remaining undiscovered until 1991. In 1954, the U.S. tested a hydrogen bomb on Bikini Atoll, forcing entire island populations to evacuate due to radiation risks. The Wright brothers' first powered flight in 1903 lasted only 12 seconds and covered 37 meters, starting modern aviation. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster in 1986 released 400 times more radiation than the Hiroshima bomb, contaminating vast areas of Ukraine. In 1937, the Hindenburg airship exploded mid-air, killing 36 people and marking the end of the airship era. The 1900 Galveston hurricane killed an estimated 8,000 people, making it the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. In 1976, the Tangshan earthquake in China killed over 240,000 people in less than a minute. During World War II, Japan's Unit 731 conducted deadly human experiments on thousands of prisoners of war. The 1917 Halifax explosion was one of the largest man-made explosions before the atomic bomb, killing 2,000 and injuring 9,000. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami killed over 230,000 people across 14 countries, devastating entire coastal communities. The Great Depression caused a global economic collapse that lasted over a decade, with millions losing jobs and homes. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD buried Pompeii under ash, preserving the city frozen in time. The 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy in India exposed over 500,000 people to toxic chemicals, killing thousands instantly. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa produced the loudest sound ever recorded, heard over 3,000 miles away. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic infected one-third of the global population and killed at least 50 million people. The 2001 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center killed nearly 3,000 people and changed global security forever. During the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis nearly sparked nuclear war between the U.S. and USSR. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fires killed over 3,000 people and destroyed much of the city. During the siege of Leningrad in World War II, over 1 million civilians died due to starvation and bombardment. The 1931 China floods affected 30 million people and killed up to 4 million, making it one of history's deadliest natural disasters. In 1978, the Jonestown massacre in Guyana led to over 900 cult members dying in a mass murder-suicide. The 1930s Dust Bowl turned 100 million acres of U.S. farmland into desert, forcing thousands to flee their homes in search of work. In 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded 73 seconds after launch, killing all 7 astronauts aboard. The 2005 Hurricane Katrina flooded 80% of New Orleans, displacing over 1 million people and causing massive destruction. In 1942, the Bataan Death March forced 75,000 American and Filipino soldiers to march 65 miles, killing thousands from starvation and abuse. The 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora caused a year without summer, leading to global crop failures and famine. In 2010, the Haiti earthquake killed over 230,000 people and left 1.5 million homeless in one of the poorest countries. The 1972 Munich Olympics massacre saw 11 Israeli athletes killed by terrorists in a shocking attack. In 1916, the Battle of the Somme caused over 1 million casualties, making it one of the bloodiest battles in history. The 1989 Exxon Valdez oil spill released 11 million gallons of crude oil, devastating Alaska's coastline and wildlife. The 1933 Long Beach earthquake caused major damage and killed 120 people in Southern California. The 1889 Johnstown flood killed over 2,200 people when a dam failed, releasing 20 million tons of water. The 1956 Hungarian Revolution was crushed by Soviet tanks, killing thousands and suppressing freedom fighters. In 1944, the Warsaw Uprising saw the Polish resistance fight Nazi occupation for 63 days before brutal defeat. The 1995 Oklahoma City bombing killed 168 people, one of the deadliest domestic terrorist attacks in U.S. history. The 2011 Fukushima nuclear disaster caused massive radiation leaks after a tsunami damaged the power plant. The 1932 Bonus Army protest in Washington, D.C. ended violently when veterans demanding bonuses were forcibly removed. The 1994 Northridge earthquake in California caused over $20 billion in damage and killed 57 people. The 1952 East Coast blackout left millions without power, causing chaos and accidents in the densely populated area.